We're here with Mr. Branigan, and he's going to give us his picks for the March Madness Bracket Challenge.
Alright, so we're going to start with the eastern corner of the bracket.
All right, we've got number 1 Villanova playing someone who we don't even know who that is. So we're going with Villanova. Wisconsin, Virginia Tech, we're going with, you know what, let's go with Virginia Tech. Virginia versus UNCW, we're going with Virginia. Indiana connection there. We got Florida versus Eastern Tennessee State University, does that sound right? Florida. We've got Providence. USC. Is it USC?
That's tonight.
Tonight. We're just going to go ahead and say that USC is going to win that, but we're going to pick Baylor anyway.
Well, that's against SMU.
Am I mixing them up? I'm sorry, SMU. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, that's a tough one. SMU's been pretty tough this year. Still going with them. Baylor, New Mexico State. Stick with Baylor. And then we got South Carolina, Marquette. Oof. Oof. We're going to stick with Marquette. Give it a little Midwest love. Duke, Troy. Go with Duke. Here we go, bringing it back up. Duke beats Marquette. SMU beats Baylor. Florida, Virginia. I'm going to stick with Virginia because they've got a Indiana Mr. Basketball. Villanova, Virginia Tech. Got to go with Villanova. Villanova, Virginia. Virginia can pack it in because their season's over. What do we have next? SMU, Duke. Still riding along with Duke. Virginia, Duke. That'll be a good matchup, however. Still riding Duke all the way to the Final Four. So there you go. Out of the East, I'm picking Duke to come out victorious.
There you go.
All right, so now we're going to move over to the West Division.
All right, Gonzaga versus San Diego State. We'll go with the Zags. Northwestern versus the Commodores of Vanderbilt. That's a tough one, but I'm going with Vanderbilt. We've got Notre Dame versus Princeton. Go with the Irish. Is that West Virginia?
Yeah.
Versus Bucknell. Let's go with West Virginia. Maryland versus Xavier. Oof. Oof. Let's go with Xavier. Mix it up a little bit. We've got FSU versus FGCU. No idea.
Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah, again, no idea who that is. Go with FSU. St. Mary's versus VCU. Oh, I like VCU. That's a tough one, but I'm going to stick with VCU. Arizona versus North Dakota. Arizona. Next round, we're sticking with Arizona over VCU. We're going to go with FSU over Xavier. Notre Dame, West Virginia. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Notre Dame's playing pretty tough. West Virginia, you got to like Bob Huggins. So let's go with West Virginia University. Let's go Gonzaga versus Vandy. Go Zags. Gonzaga versus West Virginia. Sticking with those Zags. FSU, Arizona. We're going with Arizona. And here we go. Our Final Four pick. Sticking with those Zags all the way. And there you go. So I got Gonzaga coming out of the West.
All right, next we're going to move on to the Midwest.
All right, starting up at the top. Kansas versus North Central, UC Davis. We know that's Kansas. They're playing some good basketball. Miami versus Michigan State. That's a tough one. Is that Miami University? Is that
Florida.
Miami of Ohio?
Miami University, Florida.
All right, let's go with Miami. Michigan State's had a rough season. Iowa State versus Nevada. Let's go with Iowa State. Let's go Purdue versus Vermont. Boiler up. Rhode Island versus Oregon.
Creighton.
UC Creighton. Oh. Creighton versus Rhode Island. I'm sorry. That's an ugly one. Let's go Rhode Island. Let's mix it up a little bit. Oregon versus Iona. And then we've got Michigan, Oklahoma State. Stick with Michigan, they've had a nice little run there. And then Louisville versus Jacksonville State. Let's go Louisville. All right, here we go, coming back up. Kansas versus Miami. Kansas overpowers the Canes. Iona versus Purdue. Purdue rolls into the next round. We got Rhode Island versus Oregon. Oregon puts the beat down on Rhode Island. And then Michigan versus Louisville. Michigan's Cinderella run comes to an end versus Louis. And then here we go, Kansas, Purdue. I would love to pick Purdue, but I want to pick a winner, so I gotta go with Kansas. Oregon versus Louisville. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. And I'm stumped. Let's go with, I like Louisville. We have to go for it. Gotta go with Louis. And then finally, Kansas versus Louisville. That's when the Cinderella run comes to an end, and Kansas comes out victorious. That's a tough one.
And finally, we have the Southern region.
All right, we'll go with the Tar Heels of North Carolina over Texas Southern. Arkansas versus Seton Hall. You know what? Let's go with Arkansas. Let's see if the SEC can pull off a big one here. We got Minnesota versus Middle Tennessee State. We're going with Minnesota. We've got Bulldogs of Butler versus Winthrop. Gotta go with the Dogs. You got Cincinnati versus Kansas State. Cincinnati. UCLA versus Kent, going against popular culture, but we want to win, folks, so you gotta go with UCLA. Gotta go with UCLA. Don't know what that. Dayton versus Wichita State. I can't believe Wichita State's a number 10 seed. That's ridiculous. They should be much higher than that. The Shockers. And then you got Kentucky versus Northern somebody. Then you definitely gotta go with Kentucky. Bringing it back up. We're starting at the top. North Carolina versus Arkansas. North Carolina. Then you got Minnesota versus Butler. The Butler Bulldogs are going to roll over Minnesota. Cincinnati versus UCLA. Still got to stick with UCLA. Wichita State versus Kentucky. Here's my upset pick. Wichita State. The Shockers are going to shock the world. And then at the top, we got North Carolina versus Butler. Although it's going to be close, I don't even tell you how many points. It's going to be NC, North Carolina, winning by 6. I'm calling it right now. North Carolina wins by 6 over the Butler Bulldogs. South Carolina, excuse me, it's still in the South. UCLA versus Wichita. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm going to ride. What do you think?
I don't know. Probably UCLA, just because I gotta support Chris.
Okay.
So
I'm going with Wichita. Oh, it is UCLA. UCLA is going to beat Wichita. And then North Carolina versus UCLA. I'm going to go with North Carolina. Even though they lost a few late in the season, I still think North Carolina is going to be able to pull it off. So that brings me to Duke versus Gonzaga, Kansas versus NC. I'm going to go with Duke. Crazy as that sounds. And then Kansas versus NC. I'm going with Kansas.
Now championship game, or you got winning it all?
Championship game, that's a tough one. I don't think Duke can handle it. If they get past Gonzaga, Kansas is going to roll.
Well, there you have it. Kansas, Mr. Branigan's pick for the national championship 2017.
I get to sign it?
Yeah,
Okay.
sign up.